goes down low. The 79 gets caught up in it just at the very end. The 67, though, and Nathan Stanley makes it on through free and clear. He, Paul Ferdiani, and Larry Dickerson having a drag race down in the for one last attack, getting underneath him, not quite able to make it stick, having to lift once again. Into exit of turn number 4, down onto the front straightaway here. Who's going to win it with the drag race? It's going to be Timothy Pope. First 3 and 4, 751 with a hefty lead here, about a half a car length as the one gets up into the wall with a run down. 200 feet. It's going to be a close one across the line. Derek Welsh made it 3 wide on the far outside lane, picking up spots left and right here as everybody fighting for every single spot we go. Coming across the line, white flag. So here we go, final lap. Hello and welcome everybody into some Monday night race, or Sunday night, not Monday night. I've got my days all mixed up, but that's okay. We have some racing today, no matter what happens, because it's a race day. So here we are at Daytona with the Numb Thumbs Racing League Super Speedway Series, as these drivers are going to take on one of the crown jewels of NASCAR here tonight, and boy, it's going to be a fantastic night indeed. It's going to be some 2 wide, maybe a little bit of 3 wide if they can squeeze it all in there. So we'll just have to wait and find on out as we send it on down to get things all started off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a huge proud thank you to the proud sponsors of the NTRL, such as Davidson Builders up there in the northern New Jersey area. Be sure to give them a shout out if you're looking to maybe put an addition on the house, do a whole home remodel or anything like that, or just changing out the kitchen sink. Let the professionals do the heavy lifting for you and get it done the first time and get it all perfect and looking fancy so you can just get back to enjoying your home. So big thank you to Davidson Builders here tonight. Of course, big thank you as well to DEP Graphics. Some phenomenal paint schemes coming out of that garage each and every single day. So be sure to head on over to DEP Graphics and pick yourself up a fantastic paint scheme for your next iRacing race here today. Big thank you as well to Sim Gear Central and their fantabulous button boxes, where at the flip of a button they can do all the wave arounds or pit stuff, or whatever iRacers need. You can even use it for flight sim or truck sim or farm sim. I bet you can even use it in the Sims. So be sure to head on over to Sim Gear Central to pick up a button box here today. Big thank you as well to Track Bar Media, some fantastic photo and video edits of real life and sim life racing. Be sure to go and check out what all the hullabaloo is about over at Track Bar Media, and even shop on their merchandise store. And of course, big thank you to Beadle's Custom Car Carriers, some fantastic little model trucks that can haul your model cars all over the place and look fancy while doing it. So be sure to go and pick up your custom car carrier from Beadle's Custom Car Carriers here today. As always, I am Alan Brown, and it is a lonely time up here in the booth tonight. We got Mr. Alan English running a little bit late. He's shoving some cake into his pie hole, so hopefully he's having a wonderful time. Will be joining us here a little bit later on, and then our good buddy Mr. Adam Turner, I guess upset Mr. Bill Gates one too many times, and Mr. Gates sent a tornado and took out Adam Turner's internet. Thankfully, everyone's all right over there, and he's doing fine. Just no interwebs at the moment, so it is just me up in the broadcast booth, hanging out with all of y'all, like Mr. Tower Operator. Thank you there, Bruce, and of course I'm Tristan Cotton, the driver of the number 7. Oh wait, no, number 7 Asphalt Media Toyota Tundra. Oh, changing some things on up. So glad to have everyone here with us. It's going to be a little bit of a wild race here tonight. Definitely some fun to be had indeed, as we take a look here at tonight's race info. Beautiful sunshiny skies that is slowly fading off into the sunset, so I got a feeling we might be finishing this one under some lights, and that should be really fun as we look at the temperatures and everything. Everything's looking pretty nice for these drivers, setting up to be a pretty solid race. Not gonna have to deal with anything here tonight in that regards. I believe they have one fast repair. They got kind of all that stuff going on. So yeah, so that's gonna bring us down to tonight's key to the race, where you just got to find some open space out there at this much tighter super speedway track. These drivers been seeing a whole bunch of fighting side by side the last couple of weeks. Well, they're gonna try to do the same thing, and yeah, it's gonna be interesting indeed. So can't wait to tune on in and find on out. Of course, as always, we thank you for tuning in and watching. If you're enjoying any of this content, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And of course, if you do enjoy it, hit that thumbs up button so that way we can continue to grow this fantastic community. See Miss Lori Vaught cheering on Mr. Albert Anderson, and then Tristan acknowledging like, hey, you need driver interviews during cautions tonight since it's only me. Well, you know, Tristan, let's not have any cautions. Let's just have a nice and clean race here this evening, as we've only got about a minute left or so in qualifying before the drivers start to head on down to the racetrack. Hopefully everybody watching here tonight has stayed safe from all those wild storms we've had. Yeah, man, pretty much all weekend long I was getting alerts for all the way across the country there, so hopefully everyone is doing just fine tonight. Got Mr. Patrick McNamara saying, let's go Chuck Kiger. Cheering on the Chuck machine here this evening. Glad to have you here with us, Patrick. So we slowly get ready to head on down for our first official grid up and get ready to rumble here tonight. Absolutely love Daytona here, especially once when all the lights start coming on. Should be a very fun race to watch, especially all of which being held at about 180 miles an hour in these trucks as we send it down onto a pit lane. Let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver is going to be starting here tonight. And up on that front row, the number 6 machine, Caleb Sisk, is going to be picking up that pole position. 27, Larry Dickerson, the Milk Dud, starting up on the front row in second. Right behind them, you're going to have the 3 of Mr. Skylar Herod starting in third. 51 of Chris Klein having a great starting spot up there in fourth. Fifth spot will go to the 99 of America's driver, Mr. Albert Anderson, and he's going to have the captain of Team America there in the 42 of Kevin Winker to his outside starting in sixth. Seventh goes to the 78 of Mr. Chris Jordan. 19 of Brandon Coleman going to be starting to his outside here in eighth. The old man, Paul Durkee, driving the number 13 truck here this evening. Going to start in ninth with the 31 of Scott Milner, rounding out your field's top 10. And we got Mr. Vince Short out there getting a pretty good qualifying time just outside that top 10, starting in 11th. Dylan Bryant in the 8 machine to his outside in 12th. 32 of Mr. Nick Biddy starting here tonight, 13th. 14th, Crystal Villano having a pretty good starting spot in the 07 machine in 14th. 15th, the double nickel, 55 of Tom Barish on up there with D. Allen Grote to his outside in the 14th, starting in 16th. 17th belongs to Mr. Nick Tucker in the 88 machine. 18th, Mr. Mark Collins in the 23, the Mac Daddy. Ooh, it's going to have some work to do here trying to cut up through this field. 12 of Benjamin McKinnon starting in 19th. 20th, Mr. Chuck Kiger. I know his fans are going to be looking forward to that 22 screeching his way on up through this field. The one-legged wonder, Mr. DW himself, starting up there in 21st. 22nd to Mr. James Lee in the 54 machine. Jeff Ottinger in 23rd in the 76. 24th will go to the 00 of Joe Bennett, the original Florida man. 2 of Joe David in 25th. John Luke Wilkie, 26th. 27th will go to Mr. Anthony Williams. Dylan Ritchie in 28th. Gary Sack in 29th. 30th to Henry Wyndham. AJ Evangelista, 31st. 32nd to Mr. Phil Ellis. 33rd, Mr. Tate Cawthorn. 34th to Mr. Stephen Hines. Garrett Thompson in 35th. Tristan Cotton in 36th, and Ian Davis rounding out your field back there in 37th. So here we go. We're going to get everybody all grouped up together here as they all leave pit lane in their trucks here tonight, and we get ready to rumble here for the first time. Yeah, I do. Thankfully, there's a couple of streets around me that are called McNamara, so I'm able to recognize some different spellings of some things there, Patrick. Scoots! Cheering on the old Gary Sack machine here tonight. Looking forward to Gary trying to make his way on up through the field here tonight. Should be a pretty good battle. So we send it on into turns 3 and 4 as these drivers try to get everything all locked up and loaded in. Do have some driver cameras here to share throughout the night with everybody. Got quite a few drivers participating in that here this evening. As the pace car comes on down into pit road, that means for the first time here tonight, they go into that Geico restart zone, and here we go. Green flag racing here at Daytona as they rumble and stumble their way down into turns 1 and 2. Side by side they go. That bottom line looking very smooth right now with the 99 of Anderson pushing that 6 machine up at the front, up on that high side. Then you got the 51 trying to get to that back bumper of the 27 of Dickerson here, giving him a big old shove. That Silver Bullet machine gonna slowly build up that momentum as they head on down the backstretch. Side by side they go. Everybody's still trying to get a feel of these trucks as they get under power here. A little bit of a snake going on, but they'll get all locked in here as you can see the 78 of Chris Jordan trying to figure out a place to maybe put his truck. 32 Nick Biddy laying off just a little bit, just some extra room here before things tighten on up as the 27 dives on down to the bottom side, getting a great push there and out in front of the 6 machine as the field comes around and completes lap number 1. So we got official green flag racing now underway. Still side by side though, some good shaking going on out there. You got the 88 of Nick Tucker slowly moving up a few spots here. So he's actually already up 5 spots on the day on that bottom side. So he's going to try his best to make up some more ground here. My driver camera would like to work. The Batman sitting in the dark, just lit up by the glow of the monitor there, all focused in. Right behind the 15 of Mr. Vince Short. Doing a great job on that bottom side. As you can see there by his little title tag there. He's a first season in NTRL, and it's been doing pretty good. Has had some bad luck here in the last couple of races, but looking to overcome that and make some magic happen here tonight as the snake train going kind of back and forth here this evening. Talkman T saying let's see some good racing tonight, and I think we will. We're gonna be in store for some good racing indeed. Glad to have you out there, Talkman. No big runs other than the initial big shove there for the 27 to scoot his way on up at the front of this field. Both lines kind of remaining even. Steven saw quite a lot of racing last week at Talladega where these drivers were able to go 3 wide. This track can go 3 wide, but it is a lot tighter here between the yellow stripe and that outside wall, so the drivers being conscious of that, as we do have 70 scheduled laps of racing to for these drivers tonight, and that means a long way left to go as we just recently got everything all up and started. 07 of Crystal Volano up a couple spots, trying to crack up into that top 10, trying to follow that 8 machine of Dylan Bryant on up here. Again, everybody just, other than the first couple of rows, maybe staying really tight, ensuring that their lines continue to pick up and build up a good head of speed here. Everybody just kind of staying calm, not seeing too much 3 wide breakout just yet. Plus EV Racing cheering on the 00 of Mr. Joe Bennett has some work left to do here tonight, as we had 37 drivers starting this field, and all 37 drivers still up inside all this single main pack. Oh, and of course, as I say that, John-Luke Wilkie looks like having some issues out there, and I wonder if the interwebs got him here tonight. Side by side they go in and around the Daytona International Speedway. Everyone looking very strong here tonight, even all the way in the back. Everyone trying to just stay together and not have to use up that one fast repair too early. Ooh, little bit of a squiggle there up on that high side. Right behind that 32 of Nick Biddy. Looked like the 31 of Scott Milner was trying to find some open air and give his engine just a little bit of a extra breath there before tucking his way on back in the line. 27 getting a good shove from the 6th machine. 99 continuing to follow in behind. Josh Campbell saying Gamers Do Sports Podcast represent. Hey, these drivers trying to do just that as they stay in side by side. Joe David and D. Allen Grote having some good runs here, staying up inside that top 20 right now. But again, not too many people are really losing or gaining any positions, as out here in the back looks like only Phil's machine, Phil Ellis, was kind of run out of room there, maybe bounced out of line and someone stuck their nose down in there and he wasn't able to come back down to the bottom. He's going to join some friends up on the high side here. as they continue to travel at speeds of about 180 miles an hour. Big checkup as the field tries to woe things on down, and they're able to thankfully avoid any calamitous disaster. Also just goes to show you that you can get a big run here at this plate track like this, especially with the humongous and overpowered bricks that these NASCAR trucks are, as that outside lane finally picking up a huge chunk of momentum there. And it looked like the 51 of Chris Klein was going to try to jump on down in behind the 27, but not able to do so just yet. So the 42 of Kevin Winker gonna go back to the drawing board and try to get that 51 machine back up to speed here. Side-by-side action going on here at Daytona, as we're only about 10 laps in. These drivers doing their best to get on up and at 'em here tonight. A little bit of a snake train going on from both lines, as maybe these trucks getting a little squirrely with how the air is deflecting off these machines. We even saw that this past Wednesday night, and we heard from those drivers at Talladega at the Vigilante Racing League on Wednesday night that yeah, the airflow was really affecting these trucks, and they're having some difficulties keeping it all locked down and in. So some more of the recent iRacing updates continuing to try to improve the performance of these machines. Josh letting everybody know about the GDS podcast every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, over on YouTube and all the socials. So that would include the Facebook. Come say hi and chit chat with AJ and Tate. As Shauna Rita out there saying, let's go Winker, hashtag Winker Nation. He just did a fantastic job pushing that 42, or pushing the 51, but it was able to squeak out in front of the 27 himself and dive down to the bottom lane, so the 42 machine takes control here. So take a look at the back, out his back window, and you can see just how tightly packed this field is. He's gonna, ooh, big bump there from Chris Klein, even lifting up that back bumper. I guess Wicker saw the 51 coming with a big run, and just as the 27 was just getting up to the 42's back bumper there to give him a shove, yeah, the 42 moved up and out of the way. 51 of Chris Klein just really giving it the beans here. And Paul, I don't know if the 27's driving a mirror, but it definitely sure looks like it. Thankfully, we're not racing in the daytime here. Otherwise, I think NASCAR would put a restriction on that paint scheme, because people would be going blind here. Definitely trying to drive that silver bullet up here tonight. '22 Chuck Geiger back in 23rd. I know he's got some fans out there as he continues to put in the work. Joining us on the driver cameras as well, he's tucked on in behind that 76 of Jeff Ottinger, and you can see that high side. It's kind of rolling a little bit. Gets its runs and then loses it just a little bit. But back here, right around 20th right now for the 22 machine, just doing his best to keep it smooth with his racing gloves on. Know quite a few people that elect to drive with some gloves, even here in the sim. Definitely helps the grip. I know as a person that sweats quite profusely when engaging in computer activities, that gloves do in fact help. Steve Hines, thank you for the words there, saying broadcast looks good. Commentator is clear. Truck volume is a little low. Appreciate it. Well, we can definitely work on that. Just don't. The one thing I don't want to do is blow everybody's ears out with truck sound. As that high side picks up a huge chunk of momentum, but ends up losing it there in the mid corner. 42 is going to continue to work with the 51 of Chris Klein. Plus EV saying let's see some green flag pit stops here tonight. We're gonna be coming up on to it. Don't wanna shoot the bird too soon here, but we're definitely gonna be coming up on some green flag pit stops here in a few laps. James Lee in the 54 machine continuing to try to stay up inside this top 20. Again, we had 37 drivers start this race. 36 of them are still running, and all 36 of them are here in this main group. We only have one disconnection here tonight, and that's that 72 of Jean-Luc Wilkie. I think he had some internet issues there that disconnected him from the race, so hopefully he's able to figure it out. Unfortunately, now he is almost 10 laps down, so it would just be a possible attrition positions if he were to join back in, but nonetheless, field's doing a fantastic job. Everybody's still keeping it all together. High side starting to fall apart a little bit, though. Right behind that one, a DW. Looks like the 67 machine. It might actually be the 07 of Chris Villano trying to close up that gap as the 42 dives back down to the bottom, leaving the help of that 51. So he's hoping for some help from the Larry Dickerson machine up there. So I continue to battle side by side. Almost going 3 wide back here around where Gary Sack is. You have Jeff Ottinger trying to battle for position. 5 of Anthony Williams having a pretty good run right now. He's hoping for a little bit more help from the 48 of Henry Wyndham, trying to catch back on up to the back bumper of 00 Joe Bennett. But again, everybody's still racing around in this pack. Top speed so far that we've seen here tonight is by Mr. James Lee and 00 Joe Bennett at 199. Actually have a few drivers there making use of some huge draft runs to get that fastest lap time as the 51 of Chris Klein dives back on down to the bottom with the 42 of Winker able to regain control of the lead here. That's going to let the 32 of Nick Biddy, with some help from the 31 of Scott Milner, try to get some drag race going up at the front. Patsy Hines saying, let's go number 2, and Beyond the Apex saying he's number 24 tonight. That's of course Mr. Stephen Hines, still inside the draft, but picking up the tail end of the field here as he continues to run with a nice clean race truck. And hasn't completely lost the draft or anything, so he's hopefully going to be able to jump back on up there with the 55 of Tom Barish here. So they continue to try to run along. Lap 19 out of 70 up and underway, side by side, 2 wide, racing 6 of Caleb Sisk jumps up in front of the 32 of Nick Biddy to take control of that outside lane and try to pull them back up to the top. And don't worry about it, Patsy. I know a lot of these drivers, some of these guys are racing, 5 nights a week, and they've all got separate numbers. As here we go, green flag pit stops underway. Time to definitely watch for some of this traffic. First group coming on down and in. Chris Klein, Larry Dickerson, Kevin Winker, Anderson, Bryant, Tucker, Lee, Sack, David, and Hines all making their first round of green flag pit stops. Got some side by side there with the 42 and the 27. They were able to thankfully make it work as probably the rest of the field looking to come on down here in just a minute. It's definitely single filing out to that bottom side, so definitely going to see at least a good chunk of drivers make that dive down to pit road. And assumedly, the 6 of Caleb Sisk is going to be the one to take him down there. I guess they're not coming in this lap. They're at least going one more. There were some definite takers, though. Crystal Volano, you got Tate Cawthorn, AJ Evangelista, Dylan Ritchie, Ian Davis, Garrett Thompson, Phil Ellis, and Tristan Cotton making the dive on down into pit road. Fortunately, I'm not able to see if anybody got any black flags or anything like that. So for right now, I'm just going to assume that everyone did a pretty good job down there. As we go back to some 2-wide racing with the 6 and the 32, 23 up on that far outside lane, getting some help from the 22 machine of Chuck Kiger. Plus EV saying this is when you're going to start to see some of these fields separate into some packs with this green flag pit stop. Sisk down, Milner, Biddy, Bennett, Wyndham, Short, Williams, Grote, Herod, and Tom Barish all making their dive on down into pit roads. That leaves about 8 trucks left out there that have yet to make their green flag pit stops. As the 69 of Ian Davis, I don't know if he missed his box or what happened there, but doesn't look like he hit the... Oh, yeah, I just don't know what happened. Didn't look like he took any fuel or anything, so he's probably just having to make it another time around before heading back down and getting some service to that vehicle. As here they come, I think just about the rest of everybody. Oh, Jeff Ottinger going to be all on his lonesome out on the track. Oh, it's the 23 getting in contact with the 1 of DW. These guys are teammates, so maybe a little bit of a miscommunication. Oh, as the 22 gets rear-ended by the 78 on pit road. Wasn't expecting the 22 machine to stop in the middle there as everyone was fighting to get on down and into their box. Got the 76 of Ottinger still left out on the racetrack. He does have a little bit of help here from the 24 machine of Stephen Hines, but it's definitely waiting for that green for those that pit stop. Oh no, looks like he's out of fuel now. Might have been a little bit of a miscalculation, and he's having to try to coast and find his way on down into the pits. It's going to take him a hot minute to get on down there as we got some merging happen out there on the racetrack. 99 of Anderson, 42 of Kevin Winker, Dylan Bryant, Larry Dickerson, Chris Klein, Gary Sack, and James Lee all up inside this top 8. And then you got Caleb Sisk. He's looking to get some help here with the 32 of Biddy and the 1 of DW. Do have a pretty big middle-sized pack here as everyone tries to rejoin and regather up to where they were. They're definitely going to have their hands full of trying to catch back up, I should say, to that back to that top 8, which is about 3.5 seconds on up the road. Kevin Winker rejoining the racing surface here after serving something. I don't know what happened, actually. Winker going very slow. Oh, his engine's got all blown up. I don't know what happened there, but the 42 machine maybe ran a little hot or something, but oh, goodness. He's going to have to come on down and get that fast repair to replace that engine here in a hurry. Some good side-by-side starting to fire back on up here. Got the 13 of the old man, Mr. Paul Durkee, getting to the back bumper of the 23. Chase Pack trying to form up. I don't know if they're trying for 2 lanes or if they all want to work together and get down to 1. They're about 3 seconds still behind that 54 of James Lee, who's just on that back half of this main group of about 6 or so drivers. Joe David in the 2 machine gonna hopefully try to bridge that gap here at lap 25 out of 70 here at Daytona International Raceway. And they still got some side-by-side going on, which unfortunately I think is actually making this middle pack. Pretty much almost everybody is back up into this middle pack. You got all the way from Joe David there in 7th, all the way back to Phil Ellis in the 29 machine in 27th, while trying to... Yeah, I thought they were going to try to work together, but they're going to go side by side. Then you got the 12 of Benjamin McKinnon, Chris Jordan, Chuck Kiger, and Tom Barish all lined on up in a row. Stephen Hines is currently trying to find somebody to work with. He's got Jeff Ottinger and Tristan Cotton right behind them. Kevin Winker is officially out of the pits. Unfortunately, he's a lone wolf out on the racetrack, and that means he is being very slow right now, not having any help. But it looks like he's going to find a little bit of help here with the 54. Hopefully going to tuck into line with this lead group and get back on up onto the lead lap. Looks like the 69 of Ian Davis is going a lap down here as well, so it's going to be a little bit of a... Ian Davis is actually a couple laps down. I wonder if he got a couple of penalties here, says that front group continue to work well right now, all in a single file, about 4 seconds up on the 3 and the 2 in this massive middle pack. We're going to keep it on this camera for the time being to catch all the side-by-side racing action. You can see just up the field just a little bit where they're trying to get to as we ride with the 2 of Mr. Joe David. Not quite, but almost about a half. I would probably say half to maybe 3/4 of a straightaway away from that lead group. And everybody's still traveling at speeds over 180 miles an hour. Oh no, something happened with Chuck Geiger. He's taking a spin through the grass on the backstretch here. Don't know what happened with Chuck. Let's go ahead and see what happens. It's rejoining. He was out of lane and was just coming down, and people were trying to pass him, but he just kept coming down and ends up getting all spunt around. Thankfully, didn't hit any walls or anything like that. Oh, and then tries to put the power back down and continue to have some issues there. But the 22 machine still up and running. As more and more side-by-side action continues to find its way to the action. Oh, man! Talk about some right-side romance that, that one got a little brutal, and we got 3 wide here. It's the 14's going around! Oh, no, and we're going to have our first caution of the night, and it's going to be a big one, collecting quite a few trucks. 14, a D. Allen Grote involved in that one. Goodness. Looked like AJ Evangelista getting tied up in it too. Go ahead and take a look back and try to culminate what happened here. So we head on up to our No Lies chopper camera. We can see the 3 wide up in front, the 6 of Caleb Sisk 32 and the 88 all side by side. And then, oh man, don't know exactly. I think looks like the 2 was trying to squeeze on down low. Wasn't happy with the amount of room, how out wide the 14 machine was going, so he tried sticking his nose there in the middle, and they ended up rubbing quarter panels quite a bit, and ends up making the 14 go around. 48 getting collected on it. 2 got the 05 and little bumpers and bits and pieces all flying off of those race trucks. Go ahead and take another look-see here from perspective of the 17, Garrett Thompson. Oh man, just absolutely messy out there. Is 26 And the 17 probably going to be asking for some black flags to be try to be cleared here. That brings us to our first caution of the night, which means we get to say a big thank you to Bruce Muehlberger and Muehlberger Custom Homes for sponsoring these cautions here. Some fantastic custom homes being built up there in the, I believe it's the Three Rivers area of Michigan. So be sure to head on over to the Muehlberger's Custom Homes website to see all the previous work that they've done. And man, I tell you, those houses are absolutely beautiful. So if you're looking to build up your next dream home, be sure to use Mr. Muehlberger and Muehlberger Custom Homes. Looks like a good chunk of this field is going to come on down to get topped up on fuel. They probably only had about 10 or so more laps in those tanks, so they're going to be making use of this basically freebie pit stop here. Get everybody back grouped on up and ready to go once again. Just essentially just a couple of splash and goes here. Looks like Brendan Coleman and Benjamin McKinnon elected to stay on out, so they got about 10 laps less fuel. But Larry Dickerson, Dylan Bryant were having a good little race coming off of pit road there. Albert Anderson, Gary Sack, Caleb Sisk, Derek Welch, Skylar Herod, and Nick Tucker will be your starting top 10 as we get everybody all looped back up and together. Once again, we do thank you all for tuning in and watching here tonight. Normally, it is not just me in the broadcast booth. Again, Mr. English hopefully is going to be joining us here soon. I know he's been enjoying a birthday party and getting his fair share of some good food. And Mr. Turner is currently without the interwebs as the one of the many tornadoes that's been popping off this weekend elected to take out his internet the overnight last night. So hopefully he'll surprise us and jump on in here at some point, but I'm not holding out hope. Well, sorry to disappoint you here, Josh. I can't really help you out with that. That's not my thing. I can think of things up on the fly, but they're not going to be nearly as entertaining and nor accurate as our good buddy Mr. Turner does. Thank you there, Paul. Gonna try to make it through this thing, and hopefully I'll still have a voice for tomorrow night. That's the goal. Oh, and just got word there from Mr. English that he's going to be even more delayed because he had a tornado directing right at him. So, yeah, can we all agree that this is a collective effort by outside powers to try to take out the AAA broadcasting team? Thankfully, I'm surrounded by mountains, and it is not the winter time anymore, so I shouldn't be going anywhere. Thank you, Miss Lori. As the pace truck's lights turn off, which means we're getting ready to head on back to the green flag here tonight. This was only our first caution of the day, and we're already at the halfway point, so this race really flying by for these drivers. Going to start running out of time here fairly quickly. Still do need at least one more set of pit stops to close this one on out, so fuel and some pit strategy might come into play a little bit later on as the pace truck dives on down and in, which means it's time here once again to send it on up to the guy standing there right next to the track to wave that green flag. Once again, side by side, they're off and running. Man, that 19 got a great restart. Problem is there's no one behind him to help him on out. He's having to select a line, try to figure out which one's going to be helping him out the most. And unfortunately, this is going to cause a little bit of a checkup. The field's still kind of scattershot. It's going to take a moment to regather everybody on up. 27 Larry Dickerson making use of that kind of chaos, trying to get back out and around the 19 here as they continue to race side by side. Don't know exactly what happened. Maybe somebody spun the tires or something, but big checkup there to cause some issues throughout the field as the... Man, that 19 doing a great job, able to maintain that momentum. He's now going to have the 99 flying around his outside, being helped by the 27 of Larry Dickerson. 89 of Gary Sack trying to push that 19 back and get that momentum all built up for that bottom row as we head on back to side by side as a tag team effort for the 99 and the 27 sliding on down to that bottom row. Some great communication there from those drivers. I know Albert and Larry have been good teammates for a while and been working well together the last few weeks, and that just proves it that teamwork makes the dream work as both drivers able to gain a few positions there. Is now up on that outside row. You got the 12 of Benjamin McKinnon trying to make a big charge with the 8 of Dylan Mad Max Bryant. One of DW's on up there on top of it all. Double O Joe trying to stay with the action here as these drivers continue to make way and make laps here at Daytona. Lights slowly filtering on as we're racing at the sunset in Daytona here tonight. Beautiful weather to be racing indeed. Side by side they go. Still really no three wide or anything like that for these drivers, and almost everybody back up onto the lead lap. Only driver that is currently laps down is Ian Davis in the 69 machine, but he will be your next lucky dog driver if we see another caution here as we continue to go side by side racing. And everybody all within the, pretty much everyone all within the pack. Looks like the 22 of Chuck Kiger just outside of the pack a little bit. Same thing with Paul Durkee and Mark Collins, AJ Evangelista. Oh man, he's having some issues. He's having to come back down into pit road. So I wonder if he maybe got a penalty that he's now having to serve under that green flag to get everybody back up together here. Is some wiggling and some waggling there, kind of towards the back. I'm not able to quite see exactly what was going on back there. It was around the 31 of Scott Milner. Stepping down below onto that apron for a split second, and looks like might have been the 29 machine having to do some avoidance maneuvers. 55 of Tom Barris trying to figure out which lane is going to give him the best ample opportunity to make some moves. Same thing with the 6 of Caleb Sisk. He's just plotting his way, trying to find a way to get that big charge here up at the front. Let's go ahead and take a ride here with our good buddy, Mr. Vince Short, having a pretty good drive right now, tucked in behind that rainstorm, which is kind of apropos right now with all the storms going on. And 88 of Mr. Nick Tucker. So everyone's racing side by side. Also got the 3 Skunkworks machine, Mr. Skylar Harrod out there. Right behind his teammate in the 6 of Caleb Sisk here, about midway through the pack, in 15th right now. Trying to just keep that truck clean and make it on to the finish. Oh, big checkup. Oh, and he's getting rear-ended. He's going on down to the bottom, trying to save it. Oh, we got ourselves a big one. Oh man, saw the kind of bit of a checkup happening. Unfortunately, quite a few drivers getting caught up in that. Let's go ahead and you know, watch what happened there to cause all that mayhem. Oh, looks like up at the front, it was, ooh, man, it was definitely scattershot out there. Everyone trying to find a hole for each other. And that caused a massive, massive checkup. Oh, yeah, and the three, oh, just trying to check up, ends up just getting that truck all upset. And, oh, hard up into that outside wall goes the 3. Same thing with the 14. Oh, man, those guys are teammates, too. You hate to see teammates get wrecked out in the same wreck there. Man, just some heavy, heavy contact. 3's going to have to come on down to use that fast repair. Still a little too long of a way out. Drivers, even if they came in now to top up on fuel, they're going to still need to come on down and in at least one more time, as we got about 30 laps left here tonight. But it looks like these drivers saying, maybe if we get a couple more cautions, they can maybe stretch out this field just a little bit more. You got DW and 00 Joe Bennett, McKinnon, Joe David, a whole bunch of drivers. Pretty much, it looks like quite almost the entire field coming on down and in. It's just going to be Dylan Bryant, Albert Anderson, Larry Dickerson, Stephen Hines, with basically everybody else having to come on down because of damages from that last incident. Oops. And Beyond the Apex saying, wow, barely missed the 24, and they mean barely. Watch the from the rear bumper of the 24 on that wreck. Yeah, I could imagine. As definitely was some tight there. Let's gotta find where the 24 is, so then I can select his name. Of course, I got 37 names staring at me, and it's probably scrolled by it 4 times before I actually do find it. There he is. Let's go ahead and watch from his back bumper on that one. He was up at the front. He was alright. Oh no, that was Benjamin McKinnon, not Stephen Hines. Come on. Why did it jump trucks on me? Oh man, you ain't kidding. That was close. See, action shuffled up the racetrack on him there. Yeah, looks like Larry Dixon maybe... Nope, faking us all out. I was maybe coming on down to top up on some little bit of extra fuel. So lights on the pace car do turn off, which means we're gonna get ready to go green flag racing here once again. Some big movers and shakers. Excuse me. Here tonight, Stephen Hines currently up 30, DW up 16, 00 Joe Bennett is up 18, 17 spots gained by Mr. Joe David, 18 by Anthony Williams. Gary Sack is almost up 20, same thing with Henry Wyndham. Garrett Thompson up 20 spots, Tate Cawthorn up right around 15, 14 positions. So a whole bunch of drivers able to make use of some of this hard-nosed racing and make some good positions. So drivers get ready to get back to some green flag action. Going to be the 8 and the 99 starting side by side with the 27 and the 24 right there behind them as everyone gets all grouped on up here in turns 3 and 4. Ready to go to some green flag racing. And boy, oh boy, are we going to have some green flag racing for everybody here tonight. And so we're going to send it on down and let's, haven't done this one in a while. It's been picking up some dust on my button box here, so we might as well use it as the pace truck comes on down and in. I think it's time that we crank it on up. As we return back to the action, of course, my sound settings were all wrong, and about half of that segment was currently blank. But glad everybody was able to catch that in time and see some great sounds. Love these NASCAR trucks as they get fired on up, and can hear them really scream out there as we remain side by side up here, up at the front. 8 of Dylan Bryant, 99 of Albert Anderson, still going at it in their respective lanes, trying to pick up whatever momentum that they can, as still only have one driver not on the lead lap, and basically everybody up inside this group. And it does look like the 76 of Jeff Ottinger and 26 of Mr. Dylan Ritchie trying to work together and catch back on up to this main group, which is seeing some fantastic side-by-side. Ooh, some weebling and some wobbling there outside of the 5 of Anthony Williams as they make their way down and around turns 1 and 2. Kind of some loose side-by-side action. Again, no one's really tucking on down, trying to do any of the crazy side drafting just yet, as we do have a little bit of 3 wide. Got a truck up against that outside wall. That's the 48 of Henry Wyndham being kind of shuffled out of line here, and it looks like he's going to be slowly making his way towards the back, and you can just see how tight these guys will have to get if they want to race 3 wide. 48 does have a hole if he's going to jump down there. It kind of came up to him right there in front of the 12 of Benjamin McKinnon. So Henry Wyndham back into line after losing quite a few positions there. '17 of Garrett Thompson doing his best right now to try to stay up to speed with this field and get everything all going. Oh man, looks like the 48 getting out of line there once again, but thankfully able to jump right back down into line. I wonder if temperatures are definitely causing some issues for some of these drivers, or anything like that. Saw quite a few drivers. Saw the 42, like the 42 of Winker had to come on down into pit lane. Now back onto the lead lap, so he's going to try to fight his way back up to the front here. But he did get a blown engine. Oh, another one being kind of shuffled out the back door here, but does find a little bit of a home. 89 Gary Sacco going down to the apron. Looks like he's not happy with what he's seeing up in front of him. He's just waiting for a spot to get back up onto the racetrack. Oh, we actually have a caution. Okay. Oh, D. Allen Grote having some issues. Was wondering why we were kind of seeing everybody all spread on out. Oh man, just some really tight racing there again. 23 got the 07 there. So we go ahead and jump on up to the chopper camera. 23, yeah, going. 23 went down to the apron because of something in front of him. Oh, the 07 was slow. Oh man, what happened with the 07 machine? Crystal Volano having a few issues out there. You know what? What's a wrong 7? Was it the 7 of Tristan? No, it wasn't. Oh, it was the 7 of Tristan Cotton. It was a little bit of a kind of a group checkup, and everything got squeezed, and the 7 was just drifting up the track just a little bit, and heavy contact there for the 14 machine. Finds himself back on pit road. Now this one is kind of interesting because I think once we go back to the green flag, maybe a little bit of saving will have to be done, but these drivers should be able to make it at least relatively close, if not all the way here on fuel. So no surprise. Pretty much everybody coming on down and in. And while we do have these caution pits up and underway, let's go ahead and step aside for a split second and have a big thank you word from all our special sponsors. And when we come back, we're going to have the remaining probably about 20 or 19 laps or so of green flag racing here from Daytona in this Num Thumbs Racing League Super Speedway Series race. And we're back as the lights on the pace truck turn off, which means we're ready to go back to some green flag racing with the 8 of Dylan Bryant and the 99 of Albert Anderson up here, up at the front with the 15 and the 1. Gonna be trying to give them some big pushes here to close this one on out. Plus EV Racing saying, can they make it all the way now? I believe they can. The problem is if we get some green-white checker opportunities here, it's gonna be cutting it mighty close. So drivers kind of in the midfield gonna be able to save, you know, that extra couple of laps that they might need to make it here to the end if we go to some bonus time. But as of right now, I think all these drivers will be able to make it to the end of at least a regulation. We'll have to see what comes after that as the pace truck gets down and out of the way, which means it's time here once again to go green flag racing. With 19 laps left to go. Nobody on that back bumper of Albert Anderson. Don't know if the one at DW is falling asleep there just a little bit, but taking his time to get on up to speed. The 15 sees out. Maybe they're going to pick up a run. He leaves the 8 out there up at the front. The 00 of Joe Bennett's going to quickly fill in that gap, but not before the high line momentum comes and runs its way as the 15 gets out in front of the 8. Is he going to move on down? It's close. No, that window's closed as the bottom lane picks up that momentum once again as the shuffle and bustle sends its way on down into turns 3 and 4. Drivers fighting for every position that they can get as we're now falling in to the home stretch here at Daytona. Everybody trying to pick up that win that they've been looking for here all season long. 48 tucking in a line. Oh, big check up there. 19 getting into the back bumper. I think that was of the 12. Still going 3 wide. 48 of Henry Wyndham up on that far outside lane. I guess he's not quite happy with what he's seeing up at the front. He's going to try to trickle on to the back and try to survive a possible big one that might be coming that way. But we're still 3 wide there with him as the field goes on by. 32 and Nick Biddy doing some great pushing right now as well, tucked in behind that 00 with Joe Bennett, trying to get some big time runs going. Locked in behind that rigid Ford. 15 Minch Short still getting that big run on the outside, being helped by that 99 of Albert Anderson. They enter the backstretch with 17 laps left to go, and the caution comes out here once again. Oh no. Looked like some problems with AJ Evangelista. Oh, Paul Durkee, Ian Davis all getting involved in this one. Oh no. 48 getting quarter panel there and comes spinning down the racetrack. Let's go ahead and jump on up to our chopper camera and kind of see what happened here. Oh, just the lightest of love taps with the 48. Oh, and that's going to send the 13 down, and the 69 goes for a crazy ride. The 05 gets snagged up in it. Oh, a few other drivers up there against that outside wall getting tagged up in it. Goodness. Oof, thankfully for the son of Tristan Cotton, able to find a hole down to the bottom to break clear there. So we get ready to eventually get back to the green flag here. We'll have, I think, 13 laps left to go. Yeah, I think this one's going to answer your question there now, there, Paul. I think all these drivers will be able to make it to the end, even if we do get some bonus time with that, with this caution coming on out. So we'll just have to wait and see. Brett Winker, glad to see you out here with us. And let's go Winker, hashtag Winker Nation. Coming in, had a good time. If you came in earlier, he was a lap down, had a blown engine, but he's now back on the lead lap, creeping up on a top 15 position right now. So he's going to be trying to fight his way back up here towards the front. And we do thank you all for tuning in and watching and joining with us here. Reminding everybody to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell. That way you don't get to miss a single second of the great racing action that we get to see week in and week out. We're live pretty much 3 nights a week, and it's all pretty dang good. All pretty good racing, so looking forward to seeing everyone there. Another good way to get the chat kind of popping off and seeing a lot of people typing in there. Make sure you hit that like button so the YouTube algorithm says, hey man, a bunch of people are liking this, and start putting it on other people's feeds that may enjoy watching iRacing or NASCAR content, and we can get seen by more and more people and get to grow our nice community we got going on. The field starts to double file on up. 8 and the 15 will be side by side with the 00 and the 99 right behind them. 32 and the 1 gonna start side by side. 98, 27, 24 and the 78 will make up your top 10. My air conditioner just kicked on, so if it affects anybody's or affects the mic a little too much, so definitely let me know if some things kind of happen here with the broadcast. Unfortunately, I'm not able to listen to it myself as the field makes its way on down through turns 3 and 4, all lined on up side by side. Does look like Mr. English is going to be on his way here any second now. All that weather system clearing on out. 14 laps left to go here. 13 once when we take to that green flag again. We do have 3 attempts available for some green-white checker bonus time racing here. Should we so need it? But hopefully we won't. I know these drivers like to get it all done under racing and in the official time as they enter into that Geico restart zone. And here we go once again. Green flag racing as the 15 and the 8 fire up those engines as we continue to run side by side. Ooh, 55 trickling on up to that high side as everybody tries to get back on up to speed, build up those lines of momentum. Man, the one machine, I don't know what happened to him, if he got loose or something with the 27 giving him a push, but he's opened it up a huge hole at the, I was expecting the 78 or the 98 to fail. Yeah, there goes the 78 jumping on up in there to make use of basically a freebie spot as the one machine had to kind of get back out of it. But we're back up and running to a tight side by side. Oh, 13 coming down. Oh, big lift there from the 27. Avoiding the right side romance to the quarter panel that would cause disaster, especially for all of the 30 trucks sitting behind them. That would be unfortunate indeed. As they continue to run side by side. Oh no, the 27 getting loose. Oh, the 5. Oh man, this one's gonna be big. Oh, the 5 just getting ramped. The 12 getting snagged up in it. Oh, we still got one sliding down there on his roof. Oh my. Oh, 5 Anthony Williams definitely getting the tough end of the stick of that one. Ended up getting turtled and not rolled back on over. Goodness gracious. I know we were seeing some 3 wide, some people picking up some big runs as the caution flag comes out here once again. Let's go ahead and go back and watch what happened here. Gonna have to give me a second here to scroll to it. So we jump on up to our chopper camera. Get a bird's eye view of this thing. Yeah, it was. You can see 3 wide starting to filter on up. Oh, there was even some contact between the 2 and the 51 behind it. 27 just drifts up into the outside wall here. Oh man! And then after that, it's just all loose and kind of unstable. And you can see all the bumping and banging. Everyone trying to find some open space. Oh goodness! And yeah, after that, it was just rough and tumble. Especially for that 5 machine finishing down there on his roof. Actually, that's the first time I think the nose ollie has been held for that long. That was kind of pretty good there.
Well, hey, buddy. Better late than never, I guess.
Yeah, you joined it in a good time. Pretty decent sized wreck. Had unfortunately the 5 Anthony Williams finished that wreck on his roof as we follow along here with the replay of the action from the 26 of Dylan Ritchie's perspective. Able to get checked up in time.
Hope everybody in the path of these storms takes it serious, because it wasn't no joke. We were trying to get home in it, and it was bad. There was limbs flying across the road and power flickering everywhere. So just if you hear the sirens, definitely pay attention to it. But anyway, we're okay. We got another wave of it gonna move through here in a few minutes. Hopefully after this race is already complete. I'd like to finish it out with you here, Brown. I know there's still a bunch of stuff down in southern Oklahoma over there, including his internet. So I hate that you had to do this one solo for the most part here.
It's been pretty good. It's really only been recently we've been seeing some some of these cautions kind of starting to poke out. We started off this race, had a good green flag run, saw some green flag pit stops. Then a little caution here, a little caution there. Next thing you know, we're got about gonna be going to 9 laps to go, and man, everybody trying to hunt down that race win here tonight.
Well, it looks like the YouTube chat's been pretty busy, so thank y'all all so much for joining us here tonight for NTRL Super Speedway League racing at Daytona. Not sure how far down the chat you've gotten, but
I would just saw that view from the 3 machine as Skunkworks graphics race, and just saying, man, that 3 view from the 3 during that wreck was quite impressive, and yes indeed it was.
and Skylar Harrod, of course, an impressive driver in his own right as well. It's just a matter of time before we talk to him on the podium or in winner's circle. Currently in 12th position.
Yeah, he and that Skunkworks team, man, especially at these super speedway races, just have had some kind of bad luck in some of these races. So hopefully, trying to turn that around.
Yeah, some of these teams, there's not a whole lot of guys on some of these teams. And, they do what they can and support each other. And super speedway racing, it's all about how many guys can you get together and run well, and pack racing is a different kind of racing, as we know. And the bigger teams that practice hard and run together run really well, but the smaller teams, they're at a little bit of a disadvantage unless they team up with another small team. So
yeah, and not only that, but with these teams, you know, it's nice to stay all grouped on up, but the problem is when something happens around you, that means your entire team's getting taken out all at the same time. So it's a darned if you do, darned if you don't. I would definitely rather have teammates around me. That is for sure. But it's like we always say, it's we're rolling dice down in Waco. That's at the super speedways.
yeah, when bad stuff happens, it's not just happening to one guy.
No.
It propagates throughout the field. So hopefully we get a good finish here. It looks like lights are out on the pace truck, and we're going to get a restart here with, what, about 8 to go when they come down.
Yeah, and I believe because of all these cautions, it was going to be a little close on fuel. I think they were going to make it, but they're definitely going to make it now. It's just a question of if they go into bonus time, how much fuel some of these drivers have saved to keep that track position as the pace truck dives on down into pit road, into the Geico restart zone we go once again. Back to some green flag racing. Oh man, look at that 00 leave a little bit of space just for a split second, knowing that the 15 probably wanted to get down in behind that 8 machine. That's going to allow the 15 or the 00 to go up to the high side. Man, it is just helter-skelter up there on this restart as the 15 now moves back up to the high side. 00 Joe back down to the low side to tag team on up with the 8. 99 of Anderson giving a huge bump there to the 15 on the outside lane.
Outside lane looks pretty organized here. We got about 6 or 7 trucks in a row, really close up on each other. Let's see if they can make some progress and push the 15 a bit short out in front here. He's doing a little side draft on the 8. Man, this is good. This is good racing here through the tri-oval and into turns 1 and 2 here.
Yep, some really good side by side as we go 3 wide up kind of towards the outside and back end of things. 55 Tom Barris looked like he wanted to join the 3 of Skylar Harrod up there up on that far outside lane. Oh no! Turbo Tunnel was open and then it closed. Still green flag racing because they're down on the apron. 89-55 going for a wild ride there. Still green flag, and there's the yellow.
Caleb Sisk lost his steering. Bellis also on the radio there, not happy with how things turned out.
And kind of see what happened. We were 3 wide, 89-51. Then a little bit of a, looked like a little bobble there with the 5 coming up the racetrack a little bit. And then, the 51 just got a little squirrely under in the middle there, trying to make something work. Then you had the 27 going up, snagging a chunk of the outside wall, and then it just got even squirrelier and big wreck up into that outside wall. Goodness. 42.
Turbo tunnel.
Go for it.
I was going to say the turbo tunnel works when you've got room, but if you try to stick it in there and there's barely a truck width in there, it's probably not a good idea. Yeah. But that was the pre-game. That was the pre-wreck. Wreck.
Yeah, and
my camera was not on the one that caused the caution there, Alan.
People saying that might not have been the wrong wreck. I think you might be right. I think that was a previous incident, and it was. Whoops.
Thank you, Gary Sack, for the eagle eye right there, buddy.
So we go ahead and
Scoots.
watch actually what happened here. But there you go, Mr. English, just in case you had missed what the previous caution was. That's what happened. Yeah, you can see the 89 just trying to get that turbo tunnel, but Daytona is so tight. Oh, man. Yeah, and then it all just gathers back on up. Oh, man, the 6 definitely getting a good chunk of that.
Trying to send it up through the middle when there's just nowhere to go right there, and oh man.
And I mean, it's tough. We're coming on down to it. You know, once when we go back to the green flag, you know, we're gonna have 3 laps left to go.
Sometimes you got to take a risk.
You do.
You know? You think, well, maybe it'll open up. Stick it in there. If there's room to stick that truck in there, I think this was his thinking was, well, if I stick it in there, maybe things will open up, and it just did not work out that way. And sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug,
and sometimes you're the tornado taking out that car and flipping it upside down.
Yeah. Thanks for everybody for sticking with us here tonight. It was a one-man show for most of the night. Thank you, Alan, for keeping us afloat here. But Adam Turner's still dealing with a lot of damage in southern Oklahoma right now with infrastructure, and they still have no internet in his part of the state. We've got power fluctuations, and we got another line of storms that's going to pass through here in a few. So,
yeah, we'll have to
remember what's important, you know.
Yeah.
Your families and stuff.
Oh, you ain't kidding. But the important question is, was there cake, and what flavor was the cake?
This was a vanilla cake, and it was purple icing. So it was a Prince themed party. My buddy turned 60 years old, and he had a live band playing there that was playing Prince songs and stuff like that, because Prince was his favorite singer.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, we had a bunch of other musicians from other local bands that were hanging out. We were all drinking beer and having a lot of fun, and yeah, it's a great night. Raised a lot of money for St. Jude's Children's Cancer Hospital up there in Tennessee. Had some raffles and stuff that we did.
Oh man, well that's even better.
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun, and he does it every year, and yeah, it was a good time. And then we got home just as the tornadoes were hitting, so it was kind of strange.
Oh yeah, it's not like you can easily. Hey, what? I don't think. Do you guys have a basement?
No, we don't.
No, so it's just just center room, and it's tough to move the PC to the center room.
Get in the bathroom with your motorcycle helmet on, and hope you don't get impaled by a 2x4. Looks like the pace truck is coming on down, buddy.
And which means with 3 laps left to go to the Geico restart zone, we go as it's green flag racing here once again, trying to close out the night here in regulation. The 8 of Dylan Bryant with a great restart, filtering down in front of the 00 of Joe Bennett. 00 Joe giving him a big shove. 99 of Albert Anderson tucking in a line here as the 1 of DW. He's all alone up on the high side until the 78 of Chris Jordan moves on up there. Looked like the 99 was maybe going to try to do it. Fakes the 00 of Joe Bennett out a little bit. As, oh man, 00 Joe's got to be careful as quite a few people were looking to get around him. 78 of Chris Jordan gets a big run. Problem is it filters on out, and he doesn't have anybody go to the outside with him. Oh man, he's going to lose quite a few positions before tucking back in a line as we remain green flag racing here through turns 3 and 4, side by side, battling for the race win. Got the 8 and the 99. Got the 00 and the 32 with the 1. Oh, man, everybody's fighting for everything here. 2 laps left to go as they cross the line.
This is where you're going to make your moves, guys. Find who the trucks are around you that are going to help you and try to make something happen here. It's this is your last chance.
And they're definitely driving it like it's their last chance. 99 of Anderson not leaving any room there behind the 8 machine as the 1 trying to do the same for the 00 Joe as they come on down and out of turns 3 and 4. Oh, 00 Joe getting loose. Oh, this one's going to take out quite a few drivers as they come to the white flag. Did the yellow flag come out?
It did not. It did not.
Oh, so we're racing.
It out.
So we're racing this one on out as, man, I wish the yellow flag came out on that one. They weren't quite cross the line, but we're still going for it no matter what, though. Racing to the end as the 8 and the 99. Oh, the 99 leaves behind the 8. Sees an outside line coming with the 15 of Vince Short. Big push here from the 15 to the 99, 26 and the 05 working well together here. Oh, the 99 gets squirrely down on the bottom. 3 wide, 4 wide, 3 wide. 15 goes for a ride. Everybody's wrecking. We got one helicoptering up into the air. Still side-by-side racing. It's a drag race between the 26 and the 99 through the tri-oval, and it's going to be too close to call by the eyeball.
1,000th of a second separates Dylan Ritchie, the first place driver, and Albert Anderson, the second place driver. I can't believe it. We saw a 1,000th of a second finish here tonight.
Goodness gracious. It was chaotic before the white flag even came out, and it continued to be chaotic. Let's go ahead and watch those last laps here. As oh my, goodness!
What a finish, man! There was so much going on the track; it was impossible to call everything. But good job, Brown, of sticking with the front and calling out what was going on up there. Yeah, most of the field, a lot of the leaders were wrecked out right there, including 00 Joe Bennett. Let's see what started all that.
You ain't kidding. It's, man, it was just some tight race, and looked like people trying to choose whatever lanes that they could. As we're kind of watching the 26 of Dylan Ritchie here. It was single file. 26 moves on up to the outside lane. 15 goes up there. Same thing. Looked like there with the 3. 99 of Anderson goes up there, gets the clear call. And it looks like he was going to try to move down the racetrack and follow the 15 down there. Gets loose, gets down onto the apron, slipping and sliding. It was 3 wide then. And 05 was having some problems there. 8 gets caught up in it. Oh my goodness. 26 just riding this one free and clear on out into the sunset as they come back down. Drag racing to the line. Anderson with a late run. Oh man, just by the skin of something that's very small's teeth. The 26 Dylan Ritchie able to pick up that race win.
Yeah, we haven't seen a finish this close in a long time, and I'm sure you'll stop it right there when you find the little frame by frame on the finish line, but 1,000th of a second going that fast is not much more than a couple of inches. It's a couple of inches.
Yeah,
185 miles an hour or whatever they're running right there when they're coming across the finish line.
Yeah,
incredible.
It really was. As we can try to get a good spot on this thing. Problem is, I don't have a too close to call camera for
a finish line cam.
Yeah. For this track, unfortunately, all the cameras are too close, and just gonna have to try to tease this one. Yeah, it's just there it is. You got the Folgers in the bud, drag racing to the line, romance all around.
Put it on a rear chase, and you can see the front bumpers as they come across.
Yeah, it's so close.
Look at that. Golly. That's amazing. That's what 1,000th of a second looks like right there. That's no more than 2-3 inches.
No, no, it is not. As we go ahead and start to get some of these driver interviews up and underway, we get to talk to tonight's third place finisher of the evening, the 51 of Mr. Chris Klein, finding his way up onto that podium. And man, Mr. Klein, we got to see one heck of a race here tonight. A drag race at the end, a nice long green flag run at the start, and then a little bit of everything there in the middle. Looks like it was a pretty fun race for y'all out there.
Yeah, Daytona's definitely become a very tough track. It's hard to pass here. It's a lot like Atlanta. I got rear-ended there at the beginning and got like 30 seconds worth of damage. So I just didn't want to burn my fast repair. Sat on pit road, got the damage done, got in the back, and it's very hard to make a third lane here safely, as we saw on a couple occasions there. And I just got really lucky tonight to find a hole right there on the last lap to pass a bunch of wrecked race trucks.
Well, all the folks working down there in Cumming, Georgia, at the Beaver Toyota store, I'm sure they're sure proud of you out there, Chris. Running that Toyota Tundra as best you can out here tonight, and congrats on the third place finish. You guys are going to Dega next week. Similar track, but you can run a little bit wider there. 3 and 4 wide. The turbo tunnel, we saw a couple of drivers trying to make it work tonight. Not really wide enough here at Daytona to make it work, but next week, different story.
Yeah, for sure. I hope Dega will go a lot like the first half of this race. I was really excited when we made it to the first round of pit stops and everybody made it through without a caution. Our races, when we get that far, are a lot more entertaining that way. When we get spread apart a little bit and people have to work together and find new teammates to try to run down that lead pack and work with people that aren't necessarily their typical teammates or running mates on these draft tracks, it makes it more entertaining from a driver's standpoint.
Well, awesome job out there tonight there, Chris, finding your way up onto the steps of the podium here tonight. Before I let you go, got any shout-outs or anything like that?
Yeah, just like you guys said, I want to thank Beaver Toyota and all they do for us. We're very proud to be able to carry their colors. Thank everybody over at NTRL, all of our sponsors that help put this on. They're a huge part of what makes this go around. Our fearless leader over at NTRL, Derek Welch, and all he does to facilitate this, along with all the other admins that step in and fill in when he can't be there and do all the administrative side of it, because there's a lot that goes into it that people don't realize to keep things going, keep things running smooth, and keep everybody on the same page. So we appreciate all those guys, and thank you guys for the broadcast. I always enjoy to go back and watch, and it's always entertaining.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations to the 51 of Mr. Chris Klein, picking up the third place podium finish here tonight, man. Great job out there, and we look forward to seeing you back in action again next week here, buddy.
All right, guys. See you next week.
With that, we'll move our way on up the podium as I try to reset some sound levels here and get to talk to tonight's second place finisher, America's driver in the 99 machine, drag racing to the line, and it doesn't get any closer than that, Albert. That was one crazy and wild white flag lap, and it ended pretty much just as it started.
Yeah, that was a crazy race. Coming off a 4 there, I mean, I don't know if I made the right move or not. Going out around Dillon, because I was committed to his bumper, and I just feel like maybe I should have stayed behind him and kept pushing him, but I saw Vince and those guys coming up real strong on that second and third lane. And I don't know. I don't know. I feel kind of bad about that one, but I'll talk to Dylan about it and we'll see.
And you can't really second guess what you do coming out of 4 at a super speedway track, because I mean you're in it for you at that point, and you've got to go where you think you can make the best finishing position, and if it means leaving a friend out out dry, you got to do it. So
yeah, I mean, when
you're
you race, when you're racing, especially between 3, 4, and coming to the checkers, you
Yeah.
kind of fall into a zone and everything kind of goes into a haze, and you're just making moves. And I knew they were going to be coming up really hard on that second and third lane. I think I clipped Vince's bumper and got sideways and bounced off the track and back on the track, and then me and Richie drag raced to the finish there. So I hope the fans were entertained. That's for sure.
Was one of the closest finishes we've seen. 1,000th of a second difference between you and Dylan Ritchie in that 26 machine, and man, it did not disappoint. Thank you so much for putting on one hell of a show. And you guys headed to Talladega next week, a place you've won at before. We're looking forward to it. It's gonna be a blast.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Talladega myself. I really enjoy racing these super speedways. I just get a big kick out of it. I love qualifying and turning every lap. A little nerve wracking, but I really enjoy racing the super speedways, definitely.
Well, awesome job out there, Mr. Albert Anderson, America's driver, finishing in second place here tonight. Albert, before we let you go, got any final shout outs or anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to my family who always tunes in every week. Love them for that. I'm glad they tune in. Big shout out to Lori and Jess. They're tuning in tonight. Love that. Yeah, that's my my second family, my internet iRacing family. Love those guys, Lori and Jess. Can't get enough of them. And all the fans that tune in to watch. The NTRL sponsors: Sim Gear Central, DEP Graphics, Davidson Builders, DW. DW puts on a good show here. Admins do a great job. Everybody at All Star Racing, the entire All Star Racing family. There's so many of us now, I can't go down the list. But the entire All Star Racing family and the broadcasters, man, love you guys, and thank you for everything that you do.
Awesome, man. Well, once again, great job for a second place finish to the 99 of Mr. Albert Anderson. Man, great job out there, and good luck coming up next week here, buddy.
Thanks, man. We'll see you next week.
And with that, we move on up to the lone Canadian in this field. It's the 26 of Dylan Ritchie, up 27 spots, your hard charger of the race, and if he could pick up more spots, he would. But, man, he's in the final spot he needs to get. That's winning this thing here at Daytona. Dylan, congratulations. You made some great moves out there on those last few laps to put you in that position.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, it was definitely wasn't an easy race. Had some fair amount of bad luck for the first few, but we got lined up pretty good there at the end.
Yeah, and such is the case with pack racing, but the number 26 Budweiser Chevrolet looked great out there. Beer Money Racing, one of the teams to watch here in this league, and man, it was a lot of fun watching you get that win out there. One of the closest finishes we've seen at any track. I mean, pack racing and Talladega, Daytona, you see close races or close finishes all the time, but 1,000th of a second. I think if this race was about 150 foot longer, Albert might have had you, but man, you had what it took at the end there, and you beat him by a couple of inches.
Yeah, it was just that restart there. I was fortunate enough to have a teammate behind me, AJ, and I was just yelling at him over there on the radio just to keep shoving the hell out of me so we could get up there and going. And unfortunate, but kind of fortunate enough, people started stacking up and wrecking a little, which got me and Albert side by side for that drag race, and we got the luck on that.
And especially at these at these crazy super speedways that we see, it's definitely you need to have luck on your side, and that is exactly what you had on your side here tonight. Here, Mr. Ritchie, as we start to let you go, do you got any final shout outs or anything like that?
I just want to do a good shout out to my team, everybody involved. We come out here every week. We all have fun. Friends, family watching, sponsors, raceepi.com. Go there for all your setup needs. I'll help you out. Other than that, just thanks for having us here, NTRL, for hosting the races.
Awesome, man. Well, once again, huge congratulations to the 26 of Mr. Dylan Ritchie, walking away home a champion here from Daytona, man. Congratulations, and good luck with the rest of the season here, buddy.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
And with that, we close everything on out from Daytona. And I know, Mr. English, you missed a good chunk of this race, but you joined in right at the right time, right as things were getting really interesting.
I should do this every week. Just wait until the end to just jump in and say, "Oh man, sorry, it's been stormy." No, man, it's this league never disappoints. Derek and all the admins over, one of the drivers said it best. Derek and the admins do such a great job of putting in the work and putting on a great league. NTRL is one of those ones that's our favorites to watch, not just broadcast, but watch. It's very entertaining. It's a lot of fun, and the drivers are very respectful of each other, and they're very competitive and put on a great show. And I hope all the fans out there in YouTube land enjoyed it.
And we do indeed hope. As we go ahead and wind things on down from Daytona, let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver ended up finishing here for the evening. 26 of Dylan Ritchie gets his way on up on that top step with the win. 99 of Anderson trying to drag race his way to the win, just a little bit short, finishing in second. Chris Klein in the 51 machine gets the last podium step there. Larry Dickerson in the 27 Silver Bullet machine having a good run, finishing in fourth. Scott Milner in the 31 solidly up into that top five with a fantastic little run there at the end. Also got 55 Tom Barish able to come back from a couple incidences here, finishing in sixth. Two of Joe David having a great run, finishing seventh. Eighth belongs to the 15 of Mr. Vince Short after getting caught up there kind of towards the end. Steven Hines having a great run in that 24 machine, finishing in ninth, with Kevin Winker in the 42 able to get his way back up into that top 10. 11th, the 8 of Dylan Bryant. Man, he was in a great position, just gets caught up there at the end. Henry Wyndham in the 48 having a great run, finishing in 12th. 13th will go to the 98 of Tate Cawthorn. Gary Sack having a good run in the 89, going to finish in 14th. 15th, 00 of Joe Bennett, the Florida man, up in that top 15. 16th goes to Paul Durkee. 17th, the 32 of Mr. Nick Biddy. And rounding out your field's top 18, the 3 of Skylar Herod.
88 of Nicholas Tucker finishes in 19th place. 20th, Garrett Thompson in the 17. The 05 of AJ Evangelista finishes up 10 positions to finish in 21st position. 22nd, Ian Davis in the 69. The 78 machine of Christopher Jordan finishes in 23rd, down quite a few spots here tonight. Right there, about where he started, Jeff Ottinger in the 76. He'll finish in 24th place. 25th will be Philip Ellis in the 29. The 22, Chuck Kiger, finishes in 26th place. 27th, Crystal Villado in the 07. 23 of Mark Collins finishes in 28th position, down 10 spots. Tristan Cotton in the 7 machine finishes in 29th. 30th, Benjamin McKinnon in the 12. The 19 of Brandon Coleman finishes in 31st position. 32nd position, Derek Welch, down a few spots here tonight in that one truck. let's see here. Caleb Sisk in the 6. Golly.
See, now you know why I have a problem with it.
I know. Our pole sitter here tonight finishes in 33rd. The first truck 1 lap down. Second truck 1 lap down. In 34th place, Anthony Williams in the 5. And then 10 laps down, James Lee in the 54. Alan Grote in the 14 machine finishes in 36th. And John Luke Wilkie in the 72 rounds out your field here in 37th.
And there you have it. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching and joining us out here, having a fantastic time at these tracks. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And if you do enjoy it, hit that thumbs up button so that way we can continue to grow this fantastic community. Of course, we have to say a huge thank you to the proud sponsors of the NTRL, like Davidson Builders, the EP Graphics, Sim Gear Central, Track Bar Media, Beadle's Custom Car Carriers, Muehlberger Custom Homes, and the Goats Race Team. Thank you all for your continued support of the NTRL. Having a great show week in and week out, all because of you guys. So big thank you to our sponsors. So with that, we close things on down for tonight, but don't you worry. We will be coming back and having some great NTRL action tomorrow as the as I pull up the correct schedule here. I believe we're
Kansas.
That we are, because we missed Charlotte. So yeah, we're coming to Kansas. Oh boy, hopefully we don't get blown away with all these storms if we go out there. But it should be a good time. But we look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow night for some more great racing action. But until then, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English. We're signing on off.
We gone.